Good evening, everyone. It's Sunday night. Here we go. It's 7:30 p.m. Sunday, the 19th of May. And I hope you are all well. Hello, hello. And I see Cherie saying hi to Deborah. Welcome back. Yes, welcome back, Deborah. And welcome back, Cherie. We missed you on Friday night. I haven't seen Jody in here for a little while either. I don't know if she's lurking or if she's away. I'm not sure. Lots of things going on. I know everyone's got so much happening. It just seems, I don't know why, it feels like it's a busy time of year. It really shouldn't be, right? It's May. It's not like it's Christmas, but I know I felt really busy lately. I guess I'm trying to catch up after my time away, so maybe that's what it is. Hello, hello. Hello, Maria. How are you? Nice to see you. Hi, Suzanne. Hello, Sheila. I have missed you, Deb. I haven't seen much of you lately, so I hope you're well. Let's see who else we have. Donna, and we have Rose. Hi, Rose. We have lots of people here tonight, and I'm so sorry. Oh, hello, Margaret and Donna. You guys have been here since the other Donnas. We've got two Donnas. So one Donna was here at 1:05 and Margaret at 1:10. So you guys are the early mark queens today. All right, you guys. I'm going to switch over to the desk, and we'll get going. I know I talk too much sometimes, and on Friday night we had this conversation on Friday night, and a lot of people said we like the chit chat. Well, that's good because when I do a live video, it's almost impossible not to chit chat. So let's switch over to the desk and see what we can find tonight. All right, so new catalog is in full swing. I'm very excited about that because there are so many good things in here that I really, really can't wait to show you. And I'm trying to do them all justice, but I really can probably only do one at a time, maybe two sometimes. Oh, hello from Cowra. You're on the move, Leslie. Nice. So you're having a nice road trip? I hope you are. Hello, Nairi. Nice to see you. All right. Okay, so what I thought I would do tonight, I'm going to use a set that I identified as soon as the catalog came out. I had a little thingy on this. This is actually my original catalog where I marked all my pages of things I wanted. Oh, that's okay, Jody. Nice to have you back. Oh, thank you. I hope so. Well, I do feel like I was very long in the tooth on Friday night. We only did two really simple cards and it took an hour and 18 minutes. And there's no way it should have taken that long. But we did have lots to talk about. So we did talk about the fact that there's a free shipping special. So if you have been living under a rock and you haven't heard, we have free shipping this week on Tuesday only. So for 24 hours from midnight, Tuesday, well, midnight, I guess you'd say Monday night, all the way through to midnight Tuesday night, almost Wednesday, those 24 hours you'll be able to get free shipping on all orders here in Australia over $65. Now, that doesn't matter whether it's a workshop order, whether it's a customer order, whether it's online order, whether it's a demonstrator order, all of the above qualifies. Okay, so if it's $65 or more, you will get free shipping. I did read somewhere that you need to open and close the order in that 24-hour period. I don't actually know. In the past, I've heard that and then found out that that was not the case. So you could have an order ready to go before the midnight deadline and then just hit submit on it when it blows over. But if you do that, please double check that you are actually getting free shipping, because it's possible, given that they've told us you're supposed to open it and close it in the same day, it's possible you might not. So please check it before you submit. Oh, you love Friday nights. That's okay. Oh, you were listening, Cherie. Well, that's nice to know. Yeah, look, isn't that true, Jody? Hi, girls, to all Donnas, Cherie's, Sheila's, Margaret's, and Suzanne's, because we have lots of those. And if your name is not on that list, welcome anyway. Nice to see you all. All right, so this is the one I want to play with tonight. I love this suite. It really reminds me of, it brings back some really good memories of alfresco dining in a winery in Italy. It really brings back that memory. And all my life, I wanted to go to Italy. It was my dream location. And then in 2016, when Stampin' Up took us to the Mediterranean cruise, we sailed from Barcelona and then we went to Naples, and where else did we go? I'm trying to remember all the places. We went to a couple of French ports, and then we also went to a couple of Italian ports. Super, super nice. Oh, you're waiting for Unbound Beauty and free shipping? Yes, absolutely. The only thing with Unbound Beauty, if you wanted the whole suite, all of it, Last time I checked, and let me check again now in case anything's changed, the resin dots were still not available, and that means you couldn't order the whole suite. You could order everything but the suite. No, the resin dots are still out. They are supposed to come in this week. Wouldn't it be great if they came in by Tuesday so people could order the whole suite if they wanted to? That would be fantastic. But you can order everything else, and you'll still get your bundle, your 10% off your bundles and that kind of stuff, even if you don't order the whole suite. So this is another suite. It's called Mediterranean Blooms, and it consists of the beautiful stamp set. We've got some nice greetings and some oranges and bits and pieces going on. The matching dies by the same name. The Mediterranean Blooms DSP, which is just to die for. Absolutely gorgeous. All right, let me just quickly go back. I'm just keeping an eye on the screen in case it goes back to the two screens like it does sometimes. Oh, hi, Yami Scrap. How are you? Nice to have you with us. Hello, Joan. Nice to have you here tonight. I know. I'm the same, Cherie. You said you've decided not to greet anyone personally for fear of leaving someone out. That's my experience every single time I do a video. And I know I miss people every single time. So it's gotten to a point where I feel like I should just say hello, everyone, because I don't want to leave anybody out. I hate the feeling of leaving someone out. It's like being picked for not picked for the sport team when you're in high school. You don't want to be the person that gets left out. Right? That's a painful experience I'm drawing up there. Well, this was a nice experience, spending a day, and I got to spend that day with a few other demonstrators. I was with some of my UK friends. I was with Amanda Fowler and her husband, Brian, and then also Pip Todman, her husband, Sean, and Liz Shannon. Oh no, I'm going to forget her husband's name. Oh dear, that's not good. I'll remember as soon as this video is over. But anyway, all of us, plus my husband Paul, we all went. There was 8 of us on a little minibus, and we went to Pompeii in the morning. Then we went and had lunch at this gorgeous winery on the slopes of Mount Vesuvius, and then after that we walked up Mount Vesuvius. We really should have done those two last things in the opposite order. But this reminds me of that because we had, that gorgeous blue and white crockery. Italian crockery, and there was all these things. There was citrus all around, and there was wine, and there was pasta, and it was just wonderful. Okay, so you love the suite, do you, Donna? I know it's gorgeous. I've seen some really nice scrapbooking pages of like Mediterranean, like Greek Isles and Italian photographs scrapbooked with this paper. Super, super nice. So what I thought I would show you tonight is how nice the pieces are. Let's start with the paper. And let's have a little play. All right, so you can see I've already chopped mine up considerably because I used it for a class the other day. So we have oranges on this one and we have lemons on this one. Now, as often happens, the dies that match the stamp set also match some of these images. Look how nice. These are the dies. Aren't they great? So you've got this one that cuts like a frame. This one that cuts some leaves coming in from the outside edge, and then this one that cuts some leaves in the middle. Okay, so they are really, really nice. And I've had a little play with these today just to get a feel for them before I went live tonight. Sometimes I don't get time to do that, and you and I all look at them at the same time, but I did actually get to play with them slightly before this class or before this video, so hopefully that will help me. Then you'll notice we've got some over here. Now these match the stamps. Okay, so here are the stamps. So you can see this one here. It's actually, this is not quite full size, but this does actually match this. And this one here matches this one. So we've got oranges and orange flowers, orange blossoms, which that's such a beautiful smell, orange and lemon blossoms, don't you think? Just gorgeous. The bells of St. Clements. I know, Donna, right? So, so this is super nice, but what I wanted to show you was it doesn't just match the stamps, it also matches some of the dies. Look, some of the paper, the DSP. Look how nice. Okay, so this one matches these oranges, and you can cut these out, super good. And then you've got a smaller one here, and that's this one. All right, so this one cuts these out. And I'm going to use one or the other tonight. I haven't decided whether I'll use the big one or the small one. It might be the small one, but we'll see. Let's see what looks best when we put our card together. Now, on the one side, you've got the orange and lemon designs. So you've got lemons, oranges. But on the backs, so this one's got like little blossoms. On the backs of them, that's where you've got your blue and white paper. So more oranges and lemons, more oranges. On the back, you've got that gorgeous, see, it's like a little diamonds. Can you see those? Super nice. This one. So I used some of this in a class the other day. So this one really reminds me of that gorgeous, like that pottery, white and blue pottery crockery that they use for alfresco dining. Super nice. And on the backs of that one, you've got like they're all different designs. This one reminds me of tiles. And then this is the white and the blue again. Now, I can't show you the whole thing because, like I said, I've used some of it up. But I thought today that I would cut around some of these, but we have to decide first if we're going to go with the bigger one or the smaller one. So we can make up our mind about that in a second. Okay. Now, the one thing I don't have from this set yet is the opal rounds that are also part of the suite. They'll be on a future order. I didn't order the whole suite. I just ordered the dies and stamps as a bundle, and I also ordered the paper. So I don't have the opal rounds, these ones. They are called Opal Rounds Assortment, and you can see navy blue, gold, and white. Super nice. Really, really. And they go, of course, with these papers beautifully. But I don't have them yet. Okay, but in the meantime, we've got some other things that we can use, so I'm not too worried about that. Oh, this is a nice design. This is the one I used in class today, and this is it. This is all I have left of this paper. So it's lemons on one side, and then you got your little flowers on the back there. Aren't they nice? Yeah, Wedgwood, kind of like that. Although I'm thinking more of the handmade pottery that they have in Italy. That's more what I'm thinking of. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you these. And I've already taken the liberty of cutting these out before the class, but I want to show you how they work. So we have 3 dies on this sheet. Like I said, we have the frame, and then we have this one. I'm going to be using these 2 because they look fabulous together. So what I did was I just had a card front size piece of paper. Now, in Australia, that is 10 centimeters wide by 14.3. Okay, that's the size. And in fact, my navy here is exactly the same size. All right, so I haven't decided yet whether I will use just plain navy. I'm interested in using the paper, but the problem is I don't want to have the pattern of the paper in the background competing too much with the oranges in my designs. So this is how it looks when I just centered it on a piece of card front size paper. All right, so I ran that through. I ran it through my cut and emboss machine. This one. Popped it. Which way did I go? Here. I popped that through. Okay, ran it through my machine, and this is what I've got. So I've got a piece that goes like it's got a hole in the middle, and you can do all sorts of things with that. Okay, but if you want to, you can run it through with this. Now you can either run them through together. So if I was to run this through my machine, I'd be putting this down and have this around it. Or I could just use the frame by itself, or I could do one at a time if I don't feel too comfortable about putting them both through together. Okay, but that's kind of the way it would go through. All right, if I do that. Now, if you do that, this is how it looks if you just do the design on your card front size. This is how it looks if you cut it out with the frame. Okay, so you have a choice. I think they both look really, really good, but I'm thinking today of just using the frame. So let's see how that's going to look. If you wanted all these pieces to be really super easy to cut out, you'd be smart to use your adhesive sheets and run it through those, peel the back off, and then it's sticky. Now, this is a piece of paper. This piece of paper here that is Night of Navy is the same size as this white, basic white piece. All right, so I've got a couple of options. Now, if I use this, you can see that it is a little bit longer, and I don't have as much room on the sides, but it does look really nice. Don't you think that looks good? I like the way this looks. So the question is, we get to decide whether we want to use the paper on the DSP on here or whether we just want to go with the navy. If we keep it as the navy, it won't compete as much with our oranges, but I'm going to cut out one of the oranges, and I'm deciding, the question is, do we want to use the big one with a banner for a greeting, or do we want to use the small one? I don't know. How many are there? Let's count. So the big ones, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 7. Okay. Oh, that one's not quite going to fit because you can see, but actually that might be a good one for me to use for this because it won't. I can disguise that leaf that's off the edge there, and then I can use the others for a class. The other option is I can use the small ones, but there's not as many of those. 1, 2. See, there's some around the edge here, but I'm not going to get enough of them. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's only 4 small ones, so I'm actually going to go with the big one. And I'm going to go with this one here. And if you're wondering why I'm cutting it first, I could cut the whole thing down the middle and put, you know, because 6 inches wide will fit through my cut and emboss machine. But I actually don't want to do that because when you cut through the middle, you cut through some of your designs, and I would rather cut them out. Excuse me. Excuse me. Cut them out by hand. I'll try not to choke. Try not to choke. How about that? Cut them out by hand and first, really roughly, and then I can use my dies to cut out more to cut the whole design. So this is now you can see this is going to go off this edge. That's okay. We can disguise that. I can work with that. So and it's probably a good way to show you how to maximize the paper as well. Now we could, of course, stamp our image on white, color it in, but that's going to take a lot longer. And in the interest of time, it's nice to show you how the paper matches the dies anyway, right? Reminds you of when you were in Greece. Me too, Suzanne. So I'm just having a little look here. Oh, Nicole's talking about bells. So there we go. Ooh. Near Delft. That's nice, Monique. So many places I want to go. So many places. Perth actually has the bells of St. Clemens in our bell tower. I didn't know that. I did not know that. Okay. All right. So I'm going to cut this out really, really quickly. I'll step away. And then we can make a decision about the paper in the background. This is going to be, even though it's going to look rather spectacular, it's a very simple card because the DSP and the dies make this really easy for us. All right, so here I go. So you can see how nicely that has cut. Now, even though this one here has been cut off, I'm not overly worried about that. Number one, it's not that obvious, to be honest. It actually doesn't, you can hardly tell that it's cut off. But what I could do is I could either cut it completely, like cut the whole thing off, or I can cut it on an angle and make it just look like, you know, so nobody would really know. So we can go either way. And because it's on a white background here, so my question is going to be, do you think that we should use a piece of paper underneath? And if we did, which one would we use? So I'm going to turn these over. To be honest, I think if we use one, we want to use one that has a very small design. So perhaps this. So let's have a look and see what this would look like if I went underneath there. See, that's quite nice. What do you think? Do we like that? I'll just pull it down a bit so you can see it. So let me just, I realize I'm a little bit low, so I'm just moving my, that's I keep on. So this would be quite nice because it's fairly, whereas I think if we were to go with something like this, it's going to be too busy. And it's going to, you know, take away from, it still looks good, but it's going to take away from our design a little bit. So, and we'll lose some of our beautiful leaf detail by using something with a lot of design. So I want to use something that has less design. The one that would have been really good is the one that I showed you that had the little flowers, this one. But because I don't have a full piece left of that, see, that would have been very nice. But I think we can get away with this one. So what do you guys think? Just plain navy. Oh, you don't want it at all. Plain blue. People are saying plain blue. All right, looks like we're going to have plain blue. If I was going to use any, I would have used this one, right? Because it's got the least amount of design. The design is very small. So, all right, well, that's what we're going to do. All right, I am going to pop this over. And I'm going to use my Tombow, given that I don't have any adhesive sheets attached. I'm just going to zip around here. I'm going to grab my silicone mat so I don't end up putting a big mess everywhere. And I'm going to come around here. Whoop, and I'm going to zip right around this outside edge. Now, you could, if you wanted to, stick down more of this design, but I'm not even going to worry about it because it's going to sit pretty flat. So you could, maybe just put a little bit here and there so it doesn't flap around, but I'm not too worried about it. So let's put this on here. And because you guys said so, we're using just the navy. And I'm just going to push that down gently all the way around. Now, there's a little bit flapping there. Don't worry about that because we're going to be putting our oranges in that area anyway. So I'm thinking, isn't this beautiful though? I mean, it's so stunning and such an easy set to work with. I really, really like it a lot. All right. So these are going to go up on dimensionals. So let's grab some of those. And I feel like maybe some gold glimmer paper is coming on. I feel like maybe I need some of that. That might be a nice plan. And we also use some gold metallic accents. That'd be nice as well, given that I don't have the opal rounds. All right, so let's have this. And I'm going to have it going kind of in the middle, slightly up from the middle. Whoop. I feel like I need another dimensional right there. All right, that's looking really nice. Simple, very nice. Let me see what everybody's saying. Oh, bye, Leslie. I'm sorry, you'll have to watch the replay. Hopefully you can check in and we'll have created something beautiful by the time you watch the replay. How does that sound? All right, so this is very, very easy, isn't it? What an easy card. Now, I feel like I could put a banner down towards the bottom here, but I don't want to have a banner that's going to cover too much of my, I mean, I could get away with that, but I think maybe something smaller might be good because I don't want to cover up too much of this beautiful design. So, but I do want a banner down near the bottom. So in here, we've got some nice words. We've got all the love. We've got hello, just a nice, simple little script. Hello, you're the best kind of person, and just checking in, which is nice. So while I'm thinking about which greeting to use, I am going to grab myself a piece of basic white thick cardstock. Give me a second. Here's some. All right. Another option would have been, I could have used, picked a color out of here like lemon lolly. That would be nice as well because we've got some of that here. Or even daffodil if you want something brighter. But I'm just going to go with the white. That's my go-to. And let's pop that on here. The banner's too chunky. I agree. Yep. I think it's too wide as well. So that is why I have not used it currently. So let's see. All right, so this is going to go right on here. And I've got, these are the gems I'm planning on using, these guys. So these are the new metallic gems, and I want to show them to you. I don't know if you can see up close. They're like little beveled gems. Can you see them? And there's copper, gold, and silver in the larger size, and then copper, gold, and silver in the smaller ones. Super nice. I think these are going to be used over and over and over again by myself. And I would recommend them to you if you're looking for just something that's going to go with lots and lots of things. These are going to be a great gem to use. So, and they're not bad value either. So, all right, let me look in my scrap box and see if I have a good size banner here that's smaller than the one we just looked at, because I agree that's too big. Let me see what I have. So one of the stylish shapes dies are the ones I go back to all the time because they're just so useful. But there are other ones that are super nice. The Cheerful Daisies has a really good banner. The Countryside Corners has a good banner, the smallest size die, and the Enduring Beauty has a really nice banner. So there's a few there that do really good banners. And do you think I can find any at this moment? No. So I'm probably going to have to cut some more. That's okay. I can do that. I think this one, is this from the Enduring Beauty set? I think it might be, because that's quite good. We could have that sitting to one side right about here. That would work. What do you think? Do we like that? To one side. And is that the Enduring Beauty one? I think it is, but let me check. Enduring Beauty is the set that has the masks. No banner. White emboss on navy. Ooh, white emboss on navy. That would be nice. Okay. This is not the same one. It's similar, but it's not the same. And it would need to go in underneath here. But we could do it in the navy, like you said, and emboss it in white. Of course, that's a little bit more work, but that's okay. I think that would work quite well, actually. So let's put these away, otherwise I'm going to lose them. And I've already lost one die today, so I really don't want to lose any more. I'd like to, some of you may have seen I posted that I've misplaced a die out of my unbounded unbounded love dies, these ones. And the one that's missing, there's a one leaf, and then there's a 2 leaf like this, but with 2, and that's the one that's missing. It was in this spot. So I'm hoping it's going to show up, because I'm not sure how long it's been missing. I thought maybe I had it. I went and watched my video back from Friday night, thinking it might have been there when I opened it up, but it wasn't. It wasn't there when I opened it at all. So let's see. Okay, so pop these back in. Pop this one back in. And let's get those sentiment inside. Oh, yes. Well, the smallest strip would be the good old Stitch Shapes. Excuse me, I can't say it properly. Stylish Shapes, not Stitch Shapes. What am I saying? Oh, my goodness. Stylish Shapes, which is my go-to set when it comes to banners and dies. Okay, and that's the one that I normally have lots of them, but I think I've used them all up. And that's this one. Let's open this one up. It's this one. It does that small shape like that. And that probably is a really good size for this, actually. But do we want to do navy and emboss in white, or do we just want to do it in white and stamp on it with navy? Either way would work. If we decide to do it embossed, it will take a little bit longer, but that's okay. As beautiful as it is. Do you think so, Suzanne? A tiny sentiment, just checking in on embossed on the navy. Well, we could do that, and this would be a good size for this. Oh, I don't know. Everyone's got good ideas. All right, let's do the gems and then see whether or not we want to. Maybe we just put something inside. Maybe we do that. All right. And which gems will I go? Will I go copper, gold, or silver? I'm leaning towards the gold, because I think it will go nicely with my yellow flowers. So I think I will do that. I'm not even waiting for a response, you guys. I'm sorry. All right. So I'm going to use my Take Your Pick tool, and I'm going to have that down here. And let's pop a couple. We'll pop another one up here. And another one. So just the gold. Just like that. What do you think? Are they nice? Do we like that? Yellow bling to pop. Yeah, that would have been good too. Yellow would also work, but I'm going to go the gold. I think that's rather nice. So let's move that out of the way. I'm going to have to go around the floor and see if I if I'm going to have a greeting inside, which greeting shall I have? You're the best kind of person? Maybe. Also, this is a brand new set. I haven't even christened it yet. So if you're going to have, and just checking in is a really nice sentiment. I agree. That's a really good one, Cherie. You can't see them as much. No, I know. It's not, they're subtle. They're not super standouty. Is that a word, standouty? I don't think it is, but I just made it up. All right. So I tell you what I'm going to do. Instead of putting a greeting in there right now, because I haven't decided what greeting I'm going to have, I'm going to do these little, see these little, like little, what are they? Diamonds or little flowers kind of. And I'm going to take the backs off those. And let's put this one together. All right, for anyone who hasn't seen me do this before, if you're new around here, this is how I mount my stamps. And I do it for all my cling stamps where you have stickers that go on the back. So there's always a join, okay? And what you want to do is you want to dog ear that join. So you can see I've pushed back the join on each side. Then I pick up the whole sticker from the other side with the backing still attached. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put that on a block. Deciding which block to put it on. This one will do. Just a block that's a bit bigger than the stamp. And I'm just going to pop that there so those dog-eared bits are sticking up. Okay, then I am going to pick them up and just take those whole bits off. So the back of this is sticky and it's stuck to the block as well. Now, the only thing is, which way does this go? It goes this way. So I'm now lining this up through my block and I have attached the sticker to the stamp. So now when you take that off, it's going to bring the sticker with it. Okay, and it's ready to use if I want to use it. So I'm just going to grab my Night of Navy ink and I'm just going to add a little bit of something down the bottom here because it's always nice, isn't it, to add something inside your card. And then we could also add a greeting, a happy birthday, or any of the greetings from this set. I love this set. I just think it's beautiful. And I just wanted something going on the inside there. So orange inside on the corner. Oh, we could do that. All right, so we're going to leave it as it is. The only other thing I would have asked was whether or not we wanted to have maybe a light little bit of ribbon or something like that, or like a knot. And you know what would look good with this, even though I would then have to move this bling, would be, you know, the navy ribbon with the gold glitter? This stuff. It's so pretty. That would actually go really nicely with this, don't you think? Look at this. This is such beautiful ribbon. I love this ribbon. So that would be a possibility. I mean, I can tie it in a bow, but I can also just tie it in a knot. And then do something with those ends, like cut them on an angle. But that's a possibility. I would have to move the gold bling though if I do this. What do you think? Is that going to be too much if I pop that over there and snip off the ends so that they're little? Because it is very pretty. Not on this card, no ribbon. Okay, we leave it as it is. All right, let me put the bling back on. I'm listening to you guys because you guys are the boss. You guys tell me what it is that we're going to do. Mostly. I mean, I get the final say, obviously. All right, I'm going to say that's done. We're going to call that done. That is a minimal effort card, I have to tell you. Like, if you were to make, anyone could, if you had the dies, the paper, and the stamps, anyone could make that card. If you're just using what you have right there with the paper, and the paper is doing all the work for you, and the dies. And I just think that that beautiful frame die is just stunning. Isn't that gorgeous? You're the boss. That's right. Oh, Winkestella. Where would we Winkestella? How about we Winkestella the little the yellow flowers? What if we did that? Let me pull those out and let's just do the flowers. And I'm not going to do the whole thing, but I will do the flowers over. I don't know if you can see. Can you see the sparkle on that? Oh, it's a bit hard to see. It's hard to see in this light, but I promise you the Wink of Stella is there. And I can see it. It's just a little bit tricky with the camera. All right. Let's call this a done card. You can see what my cards need, but you second guess everything you do on a card. I know. That's why I like having you guys to tell me what I should do on my cards. All right. I'm glad you like it. It's very, very simple, but it's such a pretty set. And I wanted to show it to you because I just think if you're starting out, and you haven't got a lot of card making skills and you haven't got a lot of technique, if you have a cut and emboss machine or whatever you use to die cut with, and you have these dies and the paper, you could make this card. Okay, so you don't need a lot of special skills. It's easy, but it looks like you're really clever. The card makes you look like you're clever, and we love cards that do that, right? So I'm going to pop this back away, and let's make another card, and I'll use something different this time. Let's clean that up. Did I clean that up? Yes, I did. And I'm going to pop this back in. And another time we might stamp these and colour them in with our blends because that'd be really nice. A bit more technique-y, but also really beautiful. So there we go. That's the Mediterranean Blooms set. If you are thinking about getting that on Tuesday when we have free shipping, then that would be a great choice. Okay, so free shipping is something that everyone loves when we do it. So I'm very excited. We have that coming up this week. Did I put the banner die away? This one? No, I didn't. Thank you. What did I? So that's the Citrus Blooms. Where's my stylish shapes? Oh my gosh. Here they are. Got them. And I'm just going to pop that. My poor Stylish Shapes dies have been used to death to the point that it's coming apart. So I probably need a better system. I need to stick them on a magnet or something like that. They are my most used dies. There we go. Yes, I put the other one away, but not that one. Correct. You guys are good. See? I won't lose stuff when I've got you guys around, but I still haven't found that Unbounded Love die. So I'm going to have to turn my craft room upside down to try and find that. All right, let's do something else. The other night I showed you another set, and let's see. Let me look up and see what page it's on. The index is my friend at the moment. It's very handy when you want to find particular stamp sets or particular dies because they're all in alphabetical order. So it's really, really good. I'm looking for a set called Under the Moon. It's on page 88. If you have your catalogue with you, let's have a little look at this. Now, you might remember, see, I've got a little thing here as well. This is a $35 stamp set. Okay, it doesn't have matching dies. It's just a stamp set. Now, some of you may look at this set and recognize it as the sort of set that has my name all over it because this is a kind of like scene building set, and I love a good scene building set. Now, I did have a play, and I showed you this the other night. This was like one I was just playing around with. Just literally, this is my first attempt, and I just had a bit of fun with it. And I was very inspired by Tina Zink's card where she added the trees in here, and I thought that was a really cool idea. So I thought I'm going to do something similar, but I'm going to use my other favorite technique that you guys know that I really love to use. Oh, you played with that set yesterday. Cool, Monique. So I'm going to use my, I'm just going to give you a couple of ideas of things you can do with it. And I want to use my technique where I use my stamps as watercoloring tools. Okay, so for that, we're going to use watercolor paper. This one's just on basic white. This is just stamped and mucking around. Now, I did have a team member ask me about this set. She said she was disappointed because it leaves a dotty kind of a look. And you can see there's a lot of dots going on here. Now, that doesn't actually particularly worry me. However, there are a few reasons why you can get a dotty effect. So let's have a little think about that. And let's bring in a couple of different pieces, and I'm going to see if, so this is basic white card base. I'll throw that over the back there. And while I'm thinking about this, before I go too far, I do quickly want to mention the joining special we have right now. The reason I'm showing you this is because I literally have this here to remind me. On Friday night, I forgot to even mention it. And that's very, very, very bad of me, because this is the best deal we have. Yes, we have free shipping on Tuesday, but if you were thinking about getting the starter kit to get all of the, if you have a big a big wish list, not only do you get all the fantastic things that you can get in the starter kit, you can get $235 worth of stuff, but it only costs you $169. On top of that, just this month, only for the month of May, you'll also get all of the in-color inks, the new ones, all of the in-color cardstock, all of the in-color of the DSP, and the in-color markers, all 5 of those. That's an extra $144 worth of value here in Australia that's on top of your kit, and you get it completely free. So everyone who gets a starter kit this month will get this. So you get, for $169, you get $235 worth of product of your choice and all of this. I mean, that is an amazing deal. It's over $200 worth of stuff for free, and you get free shipping. Now, the free shipping applies to a starter kit all the time. Okay, so you don't have to wait for a free shipping day. You get that whenever you order the starter kit. So if anyone, can you join again? I know it's such a good deal, isn't it? This is, in my opinion, one of the best deals we've had. I've been doing this now for 18 years nearly, and it's one of the best deals we've ever had. So if you love all this stuff and you were thinking about buying it anyway, do yourself a favor and grab the starter kit. Okay, and I will put below this video, when this video is over, I'll put the link to join with me if you would like to get the starter kit. Okay, so can I? Yes, I can do that, Cherie. Yeah, Stampin' and Emboss the Just Checking In sentiment. If I have time to do it tonight, I'll do it. Otherwise, I will do it in another video. How about that? How about that? All right, now this is just a piece of basic white card. So not the thick stuff, just a normal card. And I'm just going to cut it to card front size. So that's 10 centimeters across. And I'm going to just show you how this stamps and a couple of different ways to get a better image, okay, because this might answer my team member's question when she asked about this. All right, first of all, this is how it looks when you stamp it just as it is. Here's the stamp set. It's called Under the Moon. If you're after the code for it, it's 163531. It's available to order now, and it's super cute, super nice set. You've got some clouds, you've got your dolphins, you've got a little boat. So you can use these as like you can see I've stamped those in black here, so they look like a silhouette. And then you've got a sun with like kind of clouds in front, a moon, and it's just really nice. Now the water particularly I think is really useful, but let's have a look at that, because when I stamped it first, I did definitely get that really dotty look. And if you don't like that, let's look at ways that we can get that to work better. I'm popping this on block H. Is this block H? Yes, it is block H. And I'm just going to have it here. And I'm going to stamp it first. Now we can do this landscape. We can do it portrait. The other one was portrait. So let's do this one landscape. And the colors that I used here, I used Azure, I never know if I'm saying it right, Azure Afternoon, okay, which is the lighter blue, and the darker blue is Misty Moonlight, okay, so they're the colors that I chose. Now, my Azure Afternoon has hardly been used. It's almost brand new, all right, so I'm just going to use it as it is. Not quite new, but almost. And here's my Misty Moonlight. That's not very old either. But this one, so both of them have a fair amount of ink sitting on top because they're pretty new, especially the lighter color, the Azure Afternoon. All right, so I'm going to ink that up first, and I'm just going to stamp it. Now you can already see it's dotty. Can you see that? Bit of dottiness, and partly the reason why is because this is a brand new pad. All right, now I'm going to come in here with my Misty Moonlight, and I'm going to darken up the bottom, okay, and I'm going to stamp it here. Now I just wanted to do this to show you what happens if you just stamp it on a hard surface. we do have some dottiness. Now, that doesn't particularly worry me. I actually think it looks quite nice. But if you don't like that, here's a couple of things you can do. First of all, let's do it on another piece. And this time let's use a mat underneath, okay? So using a mat, we'll get a slightly different look, all right? But not completely different, but a little bit different. All right, so I'm going to use this. So it's still dotty, okay? But it's slightly different. This is a little, look, they're very similar, to be honest. Still dotty. All right, let's do this one again. But this time, I'm going to use, remember I had my spoon the other day? And I'm going to use, I just need to wipe it with a cloth very quickly. Give me 1 second. I always have paper towel right next to my desk, and I'm not sure what I've done with my paper towel. Well, that's very slack of me. That's all right. Let me I'll grab a wipe. Oh, no. I'll grab a wipe. That's the best thing. A wipe, a tissue, whatever. I'm going to clean that up. And this time I'm going to do what I showed you the other day, and I'm going to massage the surface of this ink pad. This is the Azure Afternoon. See how much ink there's, a lot of ink sitting on the top. So I'm going to massage this so the ink gets dispersed down into the pad. Okay, and this should improve the way a stamp stamps. All right, so you may find you need to do this with all your pads before you use them for the first time. Or if not, you know, maybe just the ones that are really wet. But I find I need to do all of mine. And you can see there's ink cooling there in the spoon. So I'm really trying to massage that color in. I'm pressing pretty hard. All right, so now you should be able to see the color of the pad has changed a little bit because we've got some of that ink push down into the pad. Clean my spoon. And I'm going to do the same thing with my Misty Moonlight because, like I said, this is also a pretty new pad. Not as much, though. So this one shouldn't take... See how there's not as much ink cooling like it was before because there's not as much ink sitting on this one. What was the question? She does have amazing ideas. Agreed. Tina's ink. That's correct. Yes. Yep. I'm sorry. I should have said that up front. Totally different style. Ruth Trice in the UK. Yep. She's fabulous. No, I don't mind you mentioning any other demonstrators. Obviously, you know, it's kind of weird because we're in competition with the ones who are in the country, like the ones that are here. Now, I have just inked this up. I don't know if you can see. No dottiness. See that? Now, let's do the bottom half of this. A little bit of dottiness, but certainly not as much as there was before. So this time, using my mat and with my ink dispersed into my pad, we don't have nearly as much dottiness. Let's have a look here. Look at the difference. Can you see that? It's really, this one's got a lot more dotty stuff going on. This one, not so much. And in fact, if I was going to use just the Azure Afternoon, because I really massaged that one hard, almost no dottiness at all. All right, see how the difference is between those? So the first thing to do if you want to get rid of the dottiness is check your ink pads, because usually it's because there's too much ink sitting on the top of the pad, not so much that it's a problem with the stamps. Okay. No competition? No. That's okay, Nicole. Look, to be honest, I used to worry about competition once upon a time. These days I don't, because I tell you why. First of all the other Stampin' Up demonstrators that I know that probably I should think of as my competition, they're all lovely. I like all of them. And when we go away on our trips and things like that, absolutely I enjoy their company, and I would love to see everybody do well if I could possibly manage that. I don't know how, but if I could, I would love everyone to do well. Now, having said that, it's if it's somebody that's overseas, obviously they're not direct competition to us anyway, because I can only sell in my country. And so if I'm talking about Susan, or if I'm talking about Tina, or I'm talking about Allison, or whoever it is I'm talking about, they're not my direct competition because we're not in the same market. Okay. The other thing is that everybody has great ideas, and I am so much in awe and have so much respect for some of these girls who just do the most amazing stuff, and some of them work really, really hard. And, you know, credit to them, because they're doing whatever they need to do to have an income and to run a business. Okay, so good on them. The other thing is that I know that you guys watch me because there's something about what I'm doing that you guys like. And whether or not that is the style that I do, or whether it's because you enjoy the chit chat, or there's something about me that means you're watching me. And no one can compete with that, because I'm the only me there is. The same as no one can compete with some of these other girls, because they are them, and people are going to watch them because they are them. Does that make sense? Oh, I know. Susan does amazing cards all the time, Sheila. So I had a good chat to her today, actually. She's such a lovely person as well, and so kind. And I'm very, very honored that she considers me her friend. So that's pretty cool. All right. So can everyone see how we're getting less dotty the more our ink is distributed into the pad? Okay. Oh, well, I must speak to him about that, Sherry. All right. So that's one thing. Now, also, let's have a think about the paper. If I use, what do we call it? This stuff, Fluid 100 watercolor paper, which is actually really great paper. So this is our Fluid 100. This is half a sheet of the Fluid 100. And I'm actually going to use this, and I'm going to stamp on here. And I'm going to use, just make sure that I've got water running through here before I start. Yes, I do. Might get a couple of these. Let's see, I've got a couple. And make sure water's running through all of them. Yep, okay. So let's go with the same colors. And I haven't used this one with the watercolor technique before, so I don't know how it's going to, some seem to spread more easily than others. I'm going to use the darker color here on the bottom. And I'm going to use my mat underneath. Not that I really have to do that, but that's what I'm planning on doing. And I'm going to put it down near the bottom here. Now this time, because I'm using watercolor paper, all right, we can use a water painter here to spread the color. And as soon as you, oh, there's your afternoon looks good, spread around. So when you do this, you'll notice first of all that the color gets brighter and a little bit darker. All right, so I'm just gonna spread it around a bit. So I'm going to end up with completely a different look altogether here, okay? The other color, if we were to use, let's go for this one here. This is the sun, and I'm going to pop that on D block. So this is a different way to use this stamp set, all right? Now, you might notice because I've swished it across, it's sort of bled up a little bit, and that's fine. We're not worried. We're not going for perfection here. We're just going for, fun, really. All right, now this one, I probably should have massaged this one as well, but I'm not going to worry about it in the interest of time, and I'm sure it'll be fine. Now I'm going to put that right across the top there of that waterline. And let's have that. You can see now the question will be, I've just used that one for for the blue. So this one, I'm just going to come in here and I'm going to darken up the edges of this a little bit. And you can see it starts to pick up the color and make it just that little bit darker. I love doing this because it changes the way your stamps look and gives you a whole different look. And so it can really extend the style of your stamps and what you can do with them. Okay, so you can see that's brightened it up a little bit. Now the question is, what am I going to do with the sky? Now with the other one, with this one, the one I got inspired by Tina, we used the water again in the sky, but in different colors to make it look like, you know, a sunset. And I am tempted to do that again, but I'm thinking down near the water line, I might pick out some yellow, which is lighter. So this is a lighter yellow than this. Let me clean my water stamp and let's see what we can do here. Now, see how this angle here, so this is going to suit better if I go here, and I'm just going to use my water piece upside down, and I'm thinking that needed a better clean because it hasn't come out very yellow. It's come out more with a bit of, well, it won't matter, but I think it still had a bit of the blue left in it. And that one's the same, but that's okay. Squeeze some water through. And just spread it around a little bit. And it dries really quickly, okay? So don't ever worry about that. Then I think I'll go up into my peach pie. You could also use any of the like apricot-y orangey colors. So you could go with, what could you use? You could use pumpkin pie if you wanted it really bright. You could use even Calypso Coral probably. All right, this one, look how bubbly this is. Definitely needs the back of a spoon. So I'm not going to use that until I've massaged it. I wasn't going to do any more massaging today, but this one is brand new and it's really inky. So you will see the color on this change really quickly, and it's going to pull on my spoon as well. See what a difference this makes? All right, let's try that. I pressed pretty hard, so. Just a little tip, if you're someone who does a lot with your ink pads and taking the ink out of them and so forth, you might want to do what I do, which is wear a lot of black, because I end up getting it on my like cleaning off my stamps, sometimes on my pants. I know that's probably horrifying to a lot of people, but you know, that's okay. It's what it is. And I do use my jeans to wipe them on sometimes. And they also say when you first get a stamp, sometimes, especially a more solid stamp, you might want to rub it on your jeans to season the stamp. It helps the stamp take the ink better. Now this one, once again, needs a massage, but not as badly as the other ones did. All right. All right, so hopefully you can see how this is kind of coming together. And now I'm going to grab my water pen and I'm going to get rid of the blue that was on this before. Let me find a scrap of paper. Here you go. There's a scrap of paper here. See how we've still got blue, and I'm going to squeeze that to get rid of the, it's better. The blue's almost gone. And so just move the color across a little bit. Is it perfect? No, it is absolutely not perfect. I think I'm going to add a tiny more Petunia Pop at the top as well, just to have like some colour across the very top of this. And see, this one as well is a bit bubbly. It also, all my new colours, I'm just going to add a tiny bit to the top here. And then I'm going to run my water through again. I'll clean up my glass mat in a minute, just to kind of blend that in together. I haven't used the clouds in this case. I'm really just mucking around, but just giving you an idea of how you can, and your eye kind of fills in, even though it's not exact and it's a bit of a mess, your eye fills in the detail. So let's just clean that up. I'm just having a look here. What have I missed? Green skies mean thunderstorms, right? Yeah, something like that. Didn't end up with too much green. So this is just mucking around. But you might notice that the dottiness that I've got here, that was created more because I did not massage the pinks in with the spoon. Down here, we've got hardly any dottiness, and that's because of the ink pad having less ink sitting on top. Okay, so I hope it makes sense. So thank you for coming with me on that journey, even though I was really just mucking around. And I see you guys have been talking so much that I have really missed a whole bunch of comments. Let's having a look. It is about sharing and keeping ideas. Exactly. But also there's a whole thinking that, you know, when people get to know you and they know they can trust you, that's when people are likely to engage with you. And I want people to engage with me. Now, people, obviously a lot of people that are watching here are demonstrators, okay? But that's okay. That's completely fine. There are also people who watch me that are not demonstrators, that are customers, or that are just, you know, maybe your existing team members or used to be team members or thinking about being team members, all of the things. And different people are at different stages. So I just think it's fantastic that we have such a great community of crafters that all do this stuff together on a Friday and a Sunday night. So for this, what am I going to do with this one now? I'm actually just going to whack it on a piece of paper. Let me just quickly grab another let's see, have I got another piece of thick? Yes, I do. Basic white. And I'm just going to have I got a bone folder? I had one a moment ago. Did anyone see where I put my bone folder? Probably underneath all of this mess here that I've got on the side. Oh well, I'll find it as soon as I don't have you guys watching anymore, no doubt. All right, so let's pop this. This can go on here. Now I'm thinking it needs a mat underneath. The color is up to you guys. I could do any of the colors that I have used, any. So what about, let's see what I've got available here. What about, I've got some peach pie. That might be nice. What if we were to do a peach pie piece? Because that's in one of the colors here. What do you think? Do we like the peach pie, or do we want to go with one of the other colors? What do you guys think? Dry your mat? Yeah, I did. It's dry. Beige mat. Ooh. Oh, and I could have done a basic beige card base too. That would also look really nice. Let me have a little look here. Beige mat, yes. Boho blue, balmy blue. Well, I wanted to use a color that I've actually used in here. So here are the colors I've used. From the top, I've used Petunia Pop, Pretty in Pink, Peach Pie. Well, we can't really, that was meant to be Daffodil and it really came out another color. This is Crushed Curry. And then the colors in the blues, we have Azure Afternoon, but also where I've watercolored off here, it looks like balmy blue, doesn't it? And this is Misty Moonlight. So we can use any of these. Now I've got this here. I don't feel like it's the right color. So let me see. Petunia Pop would work. I've got plenty of that. And then Misty Moonlight would look nice. Azure Afternoon would look nice. This is what Petunia Pop looks like. That's nice. That's better than the peach. Oh, black, says Jody. Huh. You know what, Jody? I think you were the first. And Donna said black too. And I think you guys are right. Let's go black. Because that will really make the whole thing pop, right? There's nothing like changing our minds. So, and we can do that if we want. All right. So let me cut this to size. Just going to move it slightly to get the right size mat. That looks good. Yeah, the black is good. The black pops it. Thank you, guys. You guys have got good ideas. And let me glue that down. And I'm just going to pop it straight down on here. So is this like my best version of this? No, it isn't, but I still really like it. I think it's a fun set to play with. And I did want to answer the question about the dottiness. I think the dottiness really is more about how wet your ink pads are and how new they are. I think that's more of a thing. Do we want to pop this on dimensionals or just stick it flat? What do you guys think? I might stick it flat and then pop my sentiment, maybe. Or I could pop it on dimensionals and stamp my sentiment straight on. Too many choices. Oh, there's some dimensionals right here. The black looks good. Yeah, it does. I think that was the right choice. Thank you for those of you who suggested it. And we put one in the middle so we don't sag, because nobody likes to sag, right? Sagging is right out. I think that looks good. And beautiful cards, do you think? Oh, I hope so. Bye. Have to go. No worries. Well, we're nearly done here. The white clashes. I think it looks okay because we've got quite a bit of white in the center here. So we get away with it. But I'm thinking maybe, this set doesn't have any words, okay? But we have lots and lots and lots of words in quite a few of our other sets. May all your wishes come true. That's nice. Let's do may all your wishes come true. I like that. And I'm going to pop it on a, what size block? Actually, that's a bit small. I'll go with a C block. And I'm thinking probably Misty Moonlight for this, or Night of Navy. Night of Navy is very dark, but it's not a lot darker than Misty Moonlight. So what do you guys think? Misty Moonlight or Night of Navy, or it doesn't matter? Whichever one I happen to have, and I happen to have Night of Navy right now. Blackbirds. Oh, yes, some birds would be nice. Put the dolphins in the picture? Okay, yes, we could. I could also stamp in black. I could do the dolphins in black. So let's throw some of those in because they're super cute. The other thing is the boat would look nice sort of here just on the edge of the sun. That would look good. Let's try some dolphins. Shall we do them? I'm going to do them in that. Will I do them in black or navy? Black probably. Only because we've got the black around the edges. I just want to make sure they stamp really well. And I think I want them about here. Yeah, I think either is fine too, Donna. I think that's true. You wear black most of the time. Yeah, I wear a lot of black too, Sheila. It's great for disguising ink marks. See, I don't want to use too big a banner, so I'm leaning away from using a banner at all. All right, I'm going to go right here, and we'll see how this looks. Nice font. Do you like the font? May all your wishes come true. So even though these are black and this is navy, they look really similar. The boat? Ah, no banner. I think I'm happy with it just as it is. Just liking that. But some birdies would be nice. Do we have any sets with birdies? I know On the Ocean had birds, and so did the Waves stamp, Waves of Inspiration, but those are both retired, and I'm wondering, do I still have any that have birds? I like these, but you can't tell, they're not birds. I don't even know what those are. They remind me of birds, but they're not birds. What about, I just had a thought, the meadow, what are those called? Meandering meadow? Is that even still a thing? The garden meadow, was there birds in that? No, there isn't. Oh well, that's okay. Jody, does it need bling or do we leave this one? I did have some of those little gold birds, but I don't know that I still have any. I'm going to have to buy a set specifically just to get some birds into the pictures, because I love birds on my pictures. And if I can find any more of those little gold birds, but I might be all out of them, I will put them on this picture. So if you see it and it's got birds on it, that'll be because I found them. And actually, one of my next things I have to do is to go through my embellishments and get rid of everything that has retired, because right now I'm not able to find it all. So I'll have to have a little look for those, and we'll sort that out. I'll add some birdies somehow. We can draw birds on, of course. They're easy to do, you know, like a little mini, almost like an M, like a squashed M, and you've got a couple of birds. And we could do those, but I like to stamp them if we can. Yeah, the gold birds, exactly. They're the ones I'm thinking about using. It does look like a cloud of midges, I know, right? I just haven't, I don't have the Beside Me stamp set, but that makes me want to buy it. Let me see. What does that look like? Let's have a look. Beside Me. Oh, that's not in here either. So, oh, yes, it is. Page 131. I was looking at the dies, not the stamps. 131. Ah, here we go. So it's this one. Yeah, that has some nice stamps. That's really nice. Can you see it? It's a very small image, but it has some little birdies up the top there. It's almost worth getting just for that. On the Horizon? Yeah, that's retired, Jody, isn't it? I think On the Horizon is retired. Pretty sure it is. So I don't have any retired sets in my collection. They're all gone. I get rid of them all as soon as they retire. Otherwise, I'd have too many stamps. There's no way I'd be able to fit everything on the shelves. Anyway, all right. I will go looking for some birds and we will find them. So I've got 2 cards tonight that we did. Totally different cards. Look at that. Couldn't be more different if they tried. Totally different style. One just done with stamps and the other one has no stamps, except on the inside. It has stamps on the inside. There we go, On the inside we have stamps, but apart from that, no stamps at all on the outside of the card. So there we go. There's my cards tonight, guys. Hills of Tuscany, that's retired too. You like the first card. Me too, Katrina. That's my favorite tonight. Oh, I'm glad you like them, guys. Look, I hope that you've all had fun tonight. As always, I've had fun. I always do every single time. I will be back on Tuesday afternoon at 2 o'clock with a technique for you. And, of course, don't forget, Tuesday is free shipping day if you're placing an order. Any order over $65 qualifies, whether it's a demonstrator order, a customer order, a workshop order, whatever kind of order, it will qualify. So online order or not, doesn't matter. Hello, Annette. Nice to have you with us. And I'm so sorry. I'm just here in time to say, oh, you don't have Stampin' Up there. Oh, well, maybe one day they'll have it. I hope they do. All right, you guys. I hope everyone is well. You stay safe and happy. Enjoy your shopping on Tuesday, and I will be back with you really soon. Thanks, guys. Tuesday video is 2 p.m. Sheila. So what would that be about? Is it 4 or 5 p.m. in New Zealand, I think? I'm not sure. Never can remember how far you guys are in front of Sydney time, but it's 2 p.m. Sydney time. All right. Thanks, guys. Bye-bye.